Sponsored by Lobster, the all-in-English mobile service here in Spain with unlimited calls and texts to Spain, UK, and few other countries. Different plans are available depending on the data that you need, and first 3 months are 50% off with my promo code. It's all in English company, including their customer service. You don't have any contract and you can cancel it any time. Use BENIBYANA promo code. Hello dears, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Ana, where we share with you a lot of interesting and useful information about Benidorm town and Spain in general. Today, as every Monday and Friday, we have here the latest news update from Spain, and there's a lot to talk about today. First of all, we'll be talking about the unpleasant situation with needles happening in a lot of nightclubs and pubs that is making people basically afraid to go to these type of businesses and what is actually going on. Second news is about another airline that might be going on strike, and this time it might have serious issues because it's the airline that a lot of us use even traveling throughout Spain. And the last news is the new limitation on the energy consumption here. This is something imposed by the European Union. However, Spain also has made some changes, and it might severely affect different businesses, especially hostelería. But let's start with the first news. As it's been happening already for quite a few days, probably even maybe a week or so. The same as happened in UK, in France, right now is happening in Spain. And these are multiple cases of injections, like needles, that have been injected to women, basically only, in a lot of different nightclubs and pubs here in Spain. It's happened already in 5 autonomic regions, which is basically Valencian community, Catalonia as well, on the islands. I think like on the most touristic areas, it has happened already. Obviously, women were going to the police. They were being brought towards the emergency departments, just to check on what's actually going on and if there are any like remains of these substances, because it's been thought that they've been given some drugs or some substances to basically make them do whatever the other person wants to do, like the elimination of the will totally. However, in the majority of the cases, there was nothing found, so people don't know what is happening. It's hysteria, it's called, when all people start seeing the same things, they start thinking the same, and like it all grows like a massive shock, massive panic. It starts being like this, and social media doesn't help either. To be honest with you, some people think that it's it's good, that it's we're gonna laugh, if we do this to the girls, it's like a prank, so a lot of men do that. It's like a prank. They bring like a normal needle, they just make like this little bit and haha, and that's funny, but that's not actually funny. A lot of girls are just afraid to go to the nightclubs and pubs right now. A lot of people are afraid to go out to these night venues because they're afraid something might happen to them. However, Spain does not know why and how this is being done. Maybe that's, some time ago, these things happened, and they were like disease positive, and it's really, really dangerous. So people don't know the true, the true theme of this, the true thing why people are doing this, either to give that person some kind of a disease or punish it for something, or just put some drugs in. People don't know, and our doctors as well, the police, they also don't know why this is happening. However, it's not the same, not exactly the same as what's happening in the UK, not exactly the same as in France, because here they did not find any substances. But people are really, really getting careful about this. People are afraid and they're trying to protect themselves. So if you are of those who are going out to nightclubs and pubs, obviously if you're on holidays here in the area, be careful with that. Make sure you always go with someone. Don't go alone, because these things might happen. Just in case, you never know. Just to protect yourselves, make sure that you are in alert about that situation, because it is happening right now in Spain. The second news that I wanted to share with you all is about the airline companies. You know already that all this started with Ryanair. They've been fighting for the rights. However, they still did not manage to do so. So they put strikes for 6 months. For 6 months more, better to say. And it will be affecting every Monday to Thursday, every single week, flights coming to Spain and not only Spain. And afterwards, EasyJet came through. However, EasyJet made it that way that they finally managed to talk to the management of the EasyJet towards the leading managers, and they managed to get the so desired salary increase that they wanted. So they are not on strike any longer. Lufthansa made the same thing. Air Europe, I think, also went on strike or were planning to go on strike. And British Airways, obviously, they also wanted to go on strike. This is like a chain of not a very positive events, because as soon as one person starts to do so, as soon as one company, better to say, start to do so, all the rest of the companies are going in a row behind it, because they just feel like, okay, they went on strike, they got some increase, why shouldn't we do so if we feel that we also deserve, better to say, this increase? So the case of the next company is Vueling. It's very surprising. They did not pronounce themselves during all this time, and right now, almost mid-August, they kind of started to say that they want to go on strike as well. I have a picture here of last meeting, like 1 day ago exactly. They went towards the central offices. There were more than 300 people manifesting themselves and asking for the increase of salaries and better working conditions. So if the negotiations will fail, they will go on strike. It's not confirmed, however, just yet, because everything will depend on how the negotiations will go between the company and the employees. However, if there is no result, Vueling might be the next company in our list to go on strike. And probably it's not going to be the last one, if it's the only way for the companies and for the workers to get better working conditions and their salaries increased, because a lot of them were reduced during pandemics quite drastically, I must say. This will not be a good news, because we personally use a lot of Vueling flights here in between Spain, between islands, and to a lot of different areas in Europe. These are extremely cheap flights. I like personally company Vueling. I like them more than Ryanair due to the service and how they provide the service. So never had any issues with them. Let us know if you did have any issues with Vueling, or which company you know better. The word will spread. I know the more opinion we have here on the channel, the better people can choose, the better company people can basically choose for their customer service. So for now, we'll see. We're waiting for it. No strike yet, but possible strike if nothing will change. The last news that I wanted to share with you all is the new law that has started. Well, basically will start from the 9th of August, more or less. However, it's been already published and confirmed. These are the regulations that are coming from the European Union. However, Spain has modified it already slightly to adjust towards on what we have here in the country, because each country is different, climate is different in each country, the situation as well. So we need to adjust a little bit to what they are asking. Offices, shopping malls, all kinds of businesses, including shops, bars and restaurants, so hosteleria in general, everything that tourists use, apart from municipal administrational institutions, official institutions here in Spain, must limit the air conditioning starting from the 9th of August, which is the hottest month of all, and it definitely might be a really negative point for hosteleria and a lot of businesses in here. This will be done basically to save energy, because they don't want to have any issues in winter. They don't want to stay without gas, so without being able to put central heating on. So they're kind of limiting all this to save up as much as they can for uncertain months of winter, let's say it like this. So all lights for all businesses will be shut down at 10 p.m., which is going to be a massive change. We will be heading to film Benidorm at night after 10 p.m. Probably next week, after this law will be put in place, just to see how Benidorm is looking like, if there are no lights, you know, on the shops, anywhere that you will see how different Benidorm is looking like after this new restriction for the energy has been put in place. Also, in terms of the air conditioning, not a very good situation. I personally don't like it because I like to be in a good ventilated place with fresh air, especially in summer, because I'm not friends with heat, let's say it like this. And if you are in summer, the air conditioning needs to be put on 27 degrees or more. So imagine if you have 28 degrees outside, you put it on 27 on the inside. What's the point actually to putting the air conditioning? I mean, not something rational. At least 25 will be fine, you know, 24, but 27 degrees, I think it's just too much heat still to stay on the inside with closed doors, by the way. So doors need to be automatic, so they will shut down to preserve the air on the inside. But if it's 27 degrees, who cares? If they open or shut the doors, we won't notice any kind of difference at all, probably. And in winter, they will be doing the same thing, but on reverse for the heating. Heating can be on maximum 19 degrees. So basically the temperature in the room can be just of 19 degrees, not more than that. The comfortable temperature zone is starting from 20 degrees. 19 is still not a comfortable zone to stay. So I don't know, once again, they put it on a really like strong high limits, and a lot of people don't like it. A lot of businesses don't like it, and especially here in Benidorm, hosteleria, shops and businesses, they feel that this will severely affect on the hours when people will be getting out to have some drink, to have some snack, you know, to eat. Because right now during midday, a lot of people are still flooding to hosteleria because they know that there is air conditioning, they know that there is like some kind of a temperature difference, so they will be able to sit inside and still enjoy the lovely views, have some nice meal, but without staying on extreme heat. As soon as this law will be taking place, by the way, it's going to be up until November 2023, so slightly more than a year from now. It will not make any sense to go out if you will stay inside with heat. I don't know, it's just for countries that depend so much on tourism, and for countries that are so warm, I get that you need to save energy. I get that you need to avoid shutting down the gas later on, like lack of gas, lack of supplies in winter. But these numbers, if they would be slightly different just by 1-2 degrees, that would make a huge difference. No one likes this plan. Hosteleria, businesses in general, of a lot of different autonomic regions in Spain, especially south ones, to whom we actually adjust because we are like towards south part of Spain. They don't like it, obviously, because it's going to affect a lot what they do day to day. I guess we'll see starting from the 9th of August how these changes will be done. By the way, it's going to be obligatory, so don't be surprised if you'll see some papers and boards on different businesses everywhere, literally, because it's an obligation by law to put it to inform the guests what is happening and customers. They'll be putting these indications in place on the entrance towards different establishments. So we will see how things will change starting from 9th of August. I just hope it's not going to be as hot as it was. I just hope there's not going to be another heat wave, because if there will be, areas like ours, areas like Andalusia, where in Sevilla, Granada, you have like really hot temperatures, will be really affected, because then on midday, definitely there's going to be way less people buying something, going to the shopping mall, or even just sitting on the terraces to have some nice drink or meal. Let me know what you think about this new government's measure here in the comments. And now let's talk about the weather update. What is waiting for all those of you who will be coming to Spain shortly for your holidays? First of all, I want to say that we don't have any heat waves, like extreme heat waves, as we used to have before, which is a good news already by itself. We will be having some clouds in north parts of Spain, but it's not something major. It's not going to be raining, definitely not here in the area. As for the temperatures, they're just typical of August, so they're normal, quite high, I must say, still, as per my personal preferences, and there's not going to be any big difference in there. Here today we'll have up until 35 degrees on the sunshine, which is quite a lot, especially on midday, so make sure you protect yourselves. In Alicante, it's going to be 35, in Barcelona 34, in Granada we'll have around 38, Malaga 30, Sevilla 30, Madrid 36, Murcia 35, Balearic Islands 36, Canarian 24 to 30, and Valencia 33 degrees today. The water temperature has shocking 29 degrees. I'm gonna put you here the image of what the water temperature is looking like, what it looks like registered inside of the sea with specific thermometers that they have installed throughout the Mediterranean area and around like Spain and Portugal as well, around the ocean. You can see what the difference is, and Mediterranean Sea is literally boiling right now. So not a good situation, but it is what it is. This summer is really different from the previous ones. This was the latest news update from Spain and Benidorm town. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I wish you lovely and pleasant holidays if you are coming on holidays to Spain and Benidorm area. And I'll see you on Sunday with a new video from our favorite region of all. Bye!